All right. Welcome back to WMMA Scene Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a two-fight review. So we're going to Pancrase number 311. First fights in the Strawweight division. We have Karen Date making her pro debut versus the also debuting Diana. Diana's out of Abayani Combat Club, very famous team for ladies over there. I'm not going to skimp on this. Karen Date I was thoroughly impressed by her. Uh, she was very aggressive, not like the normal passive Team Date fighters. She did lead with the kicks usually, like Team Date fighters, but she would follow the kick up with several punch combos every time. Very nice, very aggressive, and really nice clinch elbows too against the cage against Diana. So really nice showing by Karen Date. And one thing I liked, if she threw a kick and Diana caught it, she made Diana pay. Because while Diana was holding on to that kick, Karen was landing, again, 2 or 3 punches straight to the dome of Diana. So really nice showing for Diana, who took the unanimous decision in a 3-by-3 fight. Uh, Things to work on. Karen Date, like I said, thoroughly impressed. Not a whole lot I see to work on. Diana needs to work on her finding her range better. A couple times she threw a spinning back fist way outside of range. Uh, Missed him. She just had a really hard time finding her range, and she also kept her chin up a lot, and she paid for it. One thing I did like about her though, and the commentators talked about it, was her composure. Even one championship fighter, Mei Yamaguchi, was on commentator and said she still looks way too cute in between the second and third round for someone who was easily down 2 rounds to none. So I do like her composure for someone that was making their pro debut. That was nice to see. So that brings us to the second fight, and this was in the Flyweight division. Nori Date coming in at 3-3, and she was taking on Mariya Suzuki, coming in at 1-3, according to Topology. And this was another 3-by-3 fight. Uh, this one was a little closer. Mariya Suzuki would stalk Nori Date down, usually back her up to the fence, land some low kicks. Nori Date kept trying to keep the distance using her kicks, particularly the side kick, but then she would like throw like 2 or 3 at a time, and then they would leave her a bit vulnerable, which Suzuki was able to take advantage of. Towards the end of the first round, Nori Date was able to drag Suzuki to the ground and take her back, but it was like way too late. And then I think in the second and third round, Suzuki was able to get Nori Date down to the ground and get into the guard, which was surprising because Suzuki is a kickboxer first and doesn't normally, take her opponents to the ground. But really nice low kicks from Suzuki. Every one she launched, you could hear it. I mean, it hurt just to hear them. So really nice low kicks there from Suzuki, and nice all-around aggression from her. Judges saw it 2-1 for Mariya Suzuki for winner by split decision. In what has to be a case of there's always a contrarian in a group. That's all I saw it, because I didn't see Nori Date doing enough to win any of the rounds, let alone 2. She had her moments, but they just weren't that great. So things to work on for this. So Nori Date, she likes to throw those side kicks, but she leaves herself vulnerable. And I noticed this in a lot of fighters that throw a lot of side kicks. Watterson will throw a lot of them. Holm throws a lot of them. They throw them and they'll throw them up too high, or they'll miss, or they'll hesitate with them, and they leave themselves very vulnerable because they're too far sideways. And gotta be careful with that. As for Suzuki, she needs to work the feints a little bit more, learn to use some slips a little bit in order to get inside the kicking range of a longer, taller fighter like Nori Date was. Date was definitely a longer fighter and was using those kicks to keep try to keep Suzuki up, and Suzuki would eventually just get a little frustrated and rush in. I'd like to see her, use some feints, use some ducks to get past the kicking range of a fighter like Nori DATE. So that was it for those two fights. I'll be doing a separate video for the championship fight from that event. Let me know what you thought about these two fights in the comments down below. Likes always appreciated. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA. See now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time.